I'm Joey. I made Missing Green.
Let's start. We have one quick hand in the air, so please.
Joey, I really appreciate your film using PixelVision, which is lo-fi, 2,000 dots instead of 200,000 dots in video. And I liked how you started with a whisper, you know, the whispering voice. How did you integrate like writing the script and telling us a lot, but then not telling us? You know, that process of how much you were going to reveal in the writing of the script.
Could everybody hear that question?
Yeah.
Everyone good? Okay.
So the script happened along the way. The whispering, I had done some work and continued to do on the death penalty, and I had been working with the Sheriff's Department in Kings County, Washington State, and I had they had provided me access to the archives for both solved and unsolved cases, and they had this whole collection of audio cassette tapes from hypnotists that they had used trying to solve some crimes that were never solved. So they had allowed me to gain access and to take some of the, re-record some of that hypnotist, and then what I did was integrate. I created a composite story of an imaginary person named Aaron, based on some unsolved cases that I was privy to, in addition to my own. That film is part of a trilogy, and the trilogy is sort of my own psychoanalysis of myself. I was going through some kind of personal crisis, so I said, let me dabble into, in a therapeutic manner with the Millennium Film Workshop's toys, play with storytelling. So it's the whispering is an actual hypnotist, and I created a story around a composite of these unsolved cases.
Another question. Yes. Hi.
Sure. For each of the filmmakers, I see all these films as being linked by a dichotomy between the known and the unknown, or the knowable and the unknowable. And so I'm interested in how did you decide what information or content to put in or leave out so as to preserve a certain sense of that we maybe aren't being told everything, if that makes sense.
Joe, do you want to?
I'll start, because a lot of my films deal with that. Safety, to be honest with you, I hadn't seen this particular film in a long time, and straight up honest, it was actually hard for me to watch the movie. Many artists may be able to, when an artist sometimes makes a work, there are times where it's almost like it's a possession, like something happens and it is what it is, and you leave it alone, and when you look at it years later or experience it later on, you yourself are an audience member. So as far as to answer your question, for safety precautions, I think on a subconscious level, playing with the kind of thing, that's what the Millennium Film Workshop was kind of about. It's like toying around with optical printers, with PixelVision cameras, with whatever they have there. You play around and you discover, you make a film out of that. Well, speaking as far as the Missing Green movie, creating a composite character named Aaron and incorporating aspects of my own personal crisis that I was going through, in addition to actual stories, and making something that it was distant enough for me to see it as other and not as self. And I do want to add that I did work for an organization that had parents who had been victimized by violent offenders and had missing persons and family members. And it's what stayed with me in that experience of working with this organization was they chain smoke. And this fog, I just remember being outside on lunch breaks with them, and there was just this smoke, this fog. So that also dictated some of this preservation of a distance, even with the fictitious character of Aaron.
Yeah.
what we're going to do now is, they're great questions and great answers. We are going to transition this conversation into the lobby, just for practical purposes for the next screening, because I would love to continue the conversation here. But with understanding that, let's just keep the community together and just carry it on in the lobby. So thank you all, please. Round of applause for our filmmakers, and especially for Paul for putting this together.